one with y'all tonight. We got Miss Micah Delaney with us tonight. She's gonna talk about her being a serial entrepreneur, and she repping that Akron tonight. You know what I'm saying? So she got Akron on her back tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got a good one. We have Brittany here with us, guest host tonight, and it's gonna be a good one because you got your boy, not your other agent. It's gonna be a good time. But without further ado, Miss Micah Delaney, how you doing tonight?
Yes, welcome.
Welcome. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the very beginning. Were you that kid in class like, I got these skills for y'all? Were you? I remember back in the day we had the Kool-Aid packs with the sugar inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when did the entrepreneur spark start with you?
I would say that I kind of always like been into a lot of different things. So just always want that curious like personality, wanting to learn how a lot of things work, and really just even having that willpower very young. So I know right before Christmas, maybe 2-3 months before Christmas, I would ask my aunts, can I clean your house so I can make money? Or
Smart. You're smart.
to get Christmas gifts. And then every time I would do something and make money, it would just open up my brain to figure out how to, you know, how other ways I can make it. And then I would save it all in my shoebox under my bed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look, you better than me because I was that kid. So I got some money I spent down at the store.
My dad really drilled it into us though to save. So I was really big on saving.
Yeah.
And seeing that number grow really excited me. So.
Shout out to Dad.
Nice. Yeah. Still that wisdom early.
Absolutely. So we started young. What would you say cultivated that entrepreneur spark inside of you?
Just knowing that I couldn't limit myself to just one thing, and I really always tell myself you get 24 hours in a day, 365 days a year. So I can't limit myself to just one thing. So, you know, just trying to figure out what all I like, what I'm passionate about, and I just go for it.
No, that's good stuff right there. So let me ask you this, so did you, we like us at, 16, 17, working the drive through, like, forget this, I'm out, throwing the mic down, and all that stuff. Or did you do what a lot of people typically do, they have the 9 to 5, but then they wait till they get enough money, then they like, all right, I'm gonna branch out.
So I think my first, like, actual real job was at the Akron Zoo.
Okay.
And that was when I was like 14, 15. And outside of that, I still, made time for like sports and other things that I wanted to do. So I just kind of learned to balance my time pretty early, I would say. And it just helped me to figure out, then I knew I loved animals by that point, but just kind of figuring out which way I wanted to go from there. So.
And back to us, it kind of segue to, I'm gonna ask you, how did you get into your first business? So was that your first business with okay, let's talk about the first business or whatnot. How'd that get started?
I wanted to see if I could really open up a business. So I opened up like a cell phone company where I would like glitterize or like make different cell phone cases. And I just wanted to see how it would like start off, but a lot of people actually, liked it. And from there, I think that's when it opened more doors, just kind of seeing what I was good at. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What was the big lesson you learned while with that first business that you now have carried on in your other businesses?
Really listening to people, like learning to compartmentalize, because even when I had that job, or when I was doing that, I had a job. So learning to compartmentalize, not taking one thing, seeping it into another. And I think that really helped, like learning to organize my time.
No, that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
So from that first business, what business was it where you was like, okay, this is it right here? I'm not saying if I'm not calling, but I found something that works. I have systems in place, or I found success in this lane right here.
I would say with the dogs.
Okay.
So when I started the dog business, it really wasn't even supposed to be, I didn't think it would be what it is now. It was kind of like a hobby for me because I love animals, I love dogs. So actually someone actually saw it in me and told me, I think you should do this. you know, this breed of dogs especially, they're loyal. They took, you know, kind of really got me hip to the dogs. And then I did my own research, of course. And once I got one, I got another. Then it's just kind of been up since.
Been up since then. So we have a dog right now. I actually have 2 dogs.
Okay.
That's a long story, but I want to give you a flower because having one dog, let alone multiple dogs.
Oh yeah.
I know how the stress will come along with it. How do you maintain your love for dogs, but then also the business with the dogs at the same time?
Yeah, you definitely have to love dogs to breed them for sure.
Mhm.
So I think that's the biggest part is my passion for dogs, and it's more so about now. Once you know, it's a hobby. It was a hobby at first, but once I started getting customers from, you know, Texas and Massachusetts, different places coming in really to see my program, and I still have contact with them. It's like they become family members. They think I'm a vet or something, and that's cool, but like, I'm not a vet. And so they'll call me even still, like my first litter from like 2017 or 2018, and tell me what's wrong with their dog, or I know all about their family when they have a new kid or something like that. So I think
That's
just
dope.
the passion of being able to network with people now and really expand. It's more so not even, I guess, just about the dogs. It's like really forming those bonds and connections.
That's good.
Being able to complete homes as well.
Yeah, come on, say yeah. So I was headed to our first dog, but my kids, they live in Atlanta during the school year. And that dog is part of the family now, you know, so I get it. Another dog can kick rocks, but the first dog is
Be
all
like
right.
that.
So let me ask you this. So help us understand the business of breeding dogs, because I've seen some backyard joints where the dudes is like, that dog and dog. All right, that make a cute dog, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think people really should do their research. So for like me and my business partners, we really study the breed, and I think if you're getting into it, or anybody that's out there that's trying to get into it, you for one have to be passionate about it. It's not just something you can just put 2 dogs together. You have to know their history, the lineage, like the pedigree, all of that stuff, to know kind of what puppies are gonna come. Like, are they gonna be healthy? Are they going to be like, what kind of colors people want from that breed?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot that goes into it.
No, I got you. Cause I don't know why in my head I'm just thinking like, all right, you and you.
You and you, get over here.
Put the Marvin Gaye on and y'all do your thing, and there we go. You know, science. But cause and help me if I'm mistaken, cause like I know dogs like purebred dogs, they are worth, you know, they're worth some coin.
They are, so yeah, they definitely are, especially different breeds. So I know the Frenchies as well as like the bulldogs and things like that. Those ones, you really have to get the DNA test and all that to figure out which kind of genetics and things like that to find the different colors and merles and things like that. With the cane corsos, or some people call them cane corsos, it's not that strategic to where we need to like figure out what different bloodlines will create a merle or something like that. It's just, you know, it's basically you're wanting to make sure these dogs are healthy, they're health tested, their bone structure is proper, they don't have like mixed breed or bloodline in them, so they're purebred. So because some people will try to sell you a dog that's mixed a little bit with a pit bull, and it's like, that doesn't look like that cane corso. So
wow.
Just making sure you have that paperwork. So that's important for a lot of people that come to me. Are the dogs registered through whichever registry they want them to be registered from, and that costs a lot of money to get them those paperwork. So we make sure our dogs are. And with that registry, though, you can see like who their parents are, grandparents, all the way back to like, I don't know, 16, however many generations you want to go back. So
It's like the ancestry.com for dogs.
dogs.
Okay, all right. No, that's dope. So I had a question, because I mean, I'm guessing as a person who breeds dogs, but you get a chance to see the dog and their personality, and I'm pretty sure you get a chance to see people who potentially want to buy them. Do you kind of like play matchmaker in that sense? Like you get to see the disposition of this dog, you're like, okay, they probably do better with this person over here in this family or whatnot, or is it just like?
It's mixed. So sometimes people will want to pick like the first dog of the litter, so they want to come in and look around, see which one is the biggest, and they might pay a little bit more to do that or something like that. But I really make sure I know who my dogs are going to. Like sometimes, typically, you know, we want them to be out of there by 8 weeks to their new home so they can get acclimated. But if, you know, if somebody comes to me and they don't look like they're fit for, you know, this breed, you know, it takes a lot of time, money, you know, if you're working a lot and you really don't have time for this breed of dog, or you don't have a lot of land for them to run on, or you're not going to be able to get out and get them, you know, the exercise that they need, I'll turn them down, and I'd rather keep that dog a little bit longer till we find a good home for them.
That's good. Wow. That's good. I remember if anybody's in the next door app, I'll never forget. After the kids had left or whatnot, I was trying to see about getting them a proper home. Some nice lady. Let's say nice lady. She literally she called me Michael Vick, all type of crazy stuff. Cause she's like, you don't try to get your dog away because you don't know they're gonna put them in dog rings and. I'm like, what? I didn't even know like this underworld of like.
People are crazy. So you have to. I mean, I do like a whole process on asking questions, and I try to do it slick. But if they come to my website, there's they have to fill out a questionnaire on why they want this dog. And sometimes I get, you know, people who have like issues where they just want a social pet that helps them through the day.
I get my questions too.
I'm like a counselor when they call me like, I want to do this, and I just really want one of your dogs. I've been following your page, and I'm like, okay. Like, you'll probably be a good fit.
That's good. That's good. Let me ask you, so what's the most rewarding part of your business?
I guess seeing, you know, myself completing other people's lives and how they still contact me after so long and thank me, or you know, or tell me stories about how their dog protected them. We get a couple of stories, a lot of stories about how someone's dog has been overprotective in a situation where they needed, you know, them to step up. And sometimes they'll say, I don't know, this dog is a little crazy. I don't know if they're gonna, you know, be the one that if something happens, they're gonna step up. And then later they'll call like, oh my God, I was at the park and this happened. My dog, you know, got this other dog off of me or something. And it's like, I told you.
That's good right there.
But it's about, you know, you being loyal as well to your dog, for your dog to be loyal back. So.
That's good stuff right there.
Now, what's been some of the struggles or some of the adversity you had to kind of overcome with this? Because this is a different type of business that I know nothing about, but I'm learning much through you.
I think being a female, and I don't know if that's the only reason, but I get a lot of people that, you know, want to negotiate. They want me to lower my price, or
so today's price, not yesterday's price.
But when I ask like my business partners or things like that, they don't have those same issues. Or so I'm thinking, I wonder if that's because, or you know, sometimes I don't show my face on like my business page, so I don't try to put myself out there as if, okay, I'm the one doing this. So they don't know it's me until they either, you know, come to the property, or, you know, we have these conversations over and over, and they ask me like, hey, can I speak to your husband about this? And I'm like, it's me. Wait, you're the owner? And so then it's, well, can I negotiate? I'm going through this, and I really want your dog, but I don't want to pay this much, or. And then it becomes like, oh gosh, like that's probably one of the things that I face a lot is people wanting deals or
I actually can believe that. It's funny because we had a guest on Sunday. He literally said that something about like our community, we tend to want discounts.
Oh yeah.
I know firsthand about discount. They sell jewelry, so
Or people want the dog and then they want to make the payments. And I'm like, well,
What?
I can try to have you make payments before you come get the dog, but
This is not afterpay.
yeah, I
Right.
can't. Do you do afterpay? Do you do? No. I don't think you'll be able to afford this for you then.
Right.
So I want to ask what the business that goes into, because you got to feed these dogs.
Mhm.
You have to house these dogs. Like, what goes into that? Yeah, right. I want to say how. Like, let's talk about the business part of that portion, because like people just think, you know what I'm saying, it's something easy that anyone can do, and it's pretty short. It's the quite opposite of that.
So they're like on a routine. So I get up, like I tell myself, if I get up at 6:30, I'm already an hour late for my whole day. So I get up at about 5:30, 5:45, and I let them out. We have our routine. They know. I hear them crying at about 5, literally right before 5:30. So let them out into the backyard, into their kennels, and feed them. Let them relieve themselves and stuff like that. Clean out the cages, and yeah, I mean, it's a lot that goes into it. Ordering inventory like food, preparing for litters, making sure that they have their everything that they need for when they birth their puppies, and then I have to be a midwife for dogs when they're going into labor. So it's like I've learned to be a vet in a way. So I'm like pulling a puppy out, getting it out of the sack, making sure it's breathing, drying it off, all of that, giving it to the mom so she can, do what she does.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a lot that goes.
Let me get you on a reality show, because you up there. You
Yeah.
a real.
Yeah.
No, that's what's up though. So okay, and then because I know you have multiple businesses. I know we talk about the one, but let's talk about the other ones. Cause I don't ask you how do you balance out everything and whatnot.
So I would say, I mean, for myself, my other biggest one is just my career. So I went to school for broadcast journalism and communications, and I went and got my master's in public relations.
Nice.
So I work at the utility company now as a learning and development specialist. So
Can't sell your home and tired of carrying that load? Drop the house. Gutter Properties will buy your house as is with offers up to $300,000. Need serious repairs, liens, taxes, or judgments? We'll work through your unique situation to get that house off your back. During your free, no-obligation appraisal, we maintain social distancing and take every precaution to ensure your experience is safe. Drop the house. Gutter Properties. Call us or visit gutterproperties.com today.
Really make sure I'm compartmentalizing. So before work, I'm dealing with the dogs. I block that out at that point, and I'm focused on work. I teach classes. In between that, I have a 2-year-old son, so he's gonna be 2 next month. So it's a lot. So getting him to daycare or getting him situated to, be out of my way while I'm teaching a class or being in meetings and stuff like that. So that's another big thing that takes up a chunk of my time is my actual career.
Yeah, no, I got you.
And then a lot of things I've put to the like backside right now, just so I can focus on my child, because I'm trying to navigate through that as well. But I do notarize, and with my master's, I've written a thesis that's been published.
Nice, congratulations.
Thank you. And currently I'm waiting on the National Communication Association. So I guess it's been nominated in some sort of, I don't even know what it is, but if it gets, I guess goes through that last stage of nomination or whatever, I'd go to Washington, D.C. to talk about my thesis. So
Okay.
I've been putting a lot on in the back so that I can focus in other areas. Like right now I have a couple dogs that are currently, pregnant. So it's gonna be puppies all summer. So I really can't have a lot of focus. I don't want to be spread too thin.
Right, no, I got you. Well, do you feel like the setting up 101 Dalmatians at your house sometimes, like you said, with all them dogs when you're pregnant?
Well, I have them in different locations. So
Okay.
I have my dad that helps out a lot. Her kids help out, so and family, they really step in and support. So I couldn't do it alone.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it sounds
I was gonna ask about that part, like, your support system, because I know for a lot of entrepreneurs, like you said, trying to balance it all out, you need a great support system to be able to do what you do. So that's good. So did your 2-year-old, do you find him always with the dogs or whatnot, or is he like, or the opposite, maybe like, I'm a cat person?
No, he's a dog person. I don't even think he knows what they are, but he loves them, and they protect him, and like really, if I'm disciplining him or yelling because he's doing something, they are standing up in front of him like, you better back up. You yell at my baby. Like, it's actually my baby, but okay.
That's good stuff right there.
That is.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So there's certain breeds that you only deal with, or are you not welcome, but like, are there certain breeds you're going to deal with in the future? Like, how does that work? Because I know certain dogs have certain dispositions, right? And I'm pretty sure that you have a sense of what you can handle, what you don't want to handle, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't cross it out, but as of right now, I think I'm really committed to this breed.
Okay.
I've studied it. I understand their personalities. Dogs have different personalities too. So, having the number of dogs and really learning them. So, I think another breed right now, I will hold off on.
I got you.
I wouldn't close it out. I don't know what happens in the future.
No, I got you. Have you ever heard somebody talking about, I need you to breed these dogs for me? Like,
yeah.
Okay, wow.
Oh yeah. I get the craziest questions in my DMs, or since my business number is posted publicly, I have a guy who, I guess he's from California, sounds like an older white male, but he asked so many historical questions about dogs, and I have the answers to him. He's been doing this for a few years now, and I don't know how we become friends, but I thought he wanted to buy a dog at first. So he asked me, who's this dog? And I said, oh, that's the first cane corso that came to the USA from, Italy. And he was like, oh my God, most people don't know that. So now he sends me a question, probably once a month. It started with first, like every week. It's gotten down to once a month. And I don't know if he's going to buy yet, but I don't, yes.
But you've been on rapport, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He might mess around and buy like 100 dogs for you, just cut it off that long,
He's really knowledgeable, but I don't even think he knows that it's me, but.
No, that's dope right there.
That is.
And then and I love that you have a business that you can love, that you have a passion for, because most people just get into the business of dog breeding just for the money. The fact you have a passion behind it, you want to find them, get home. I think that's an awesome thing right there.
Yeah.
And then so my next question to you: so where does the future hold for you as far as that? Because I don't know, and like we're novices, like we don't know anything about the business of it all. Like what levels can you take the dog breeding? You know what I'm saying?
So you can take them to dog shows.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of avenues. I was thinking about dog shows. It's just right now,
got nothing to play.
But there's a lot of avenues you can go with it.
So Hollywood call you up like, listen, we need a King Corso for this next John Wick movie.
And then it's also with the training as well. So I have vendors and people that I connect with outside of my business, where it's like we have a team that sends our dogs places. So whether that's a flight attendant or a company that's traveling, ground shipping the dog, I've built like a relationship with them to where they have their GPS, so that the families that live far away, they don't think they just sent you $3,500 or whatever for that dog, and you just now you change on your social media pages. So they have like a GPS where they can see where the driver is at each time, and they can call and check on their puppy. So
what? I didn't even know you do that.
So high tech now. It's crazy.
No, that's good stuff right there. I didn't know you do. I thought the delivery had to come there or whatever. Like,
they do. They have the option. I give them a number of options. So if you get the puppy soon enough, you can, have it shipped out via, flight. If you want to come visit us, we welcome you. Like, it's fine. You can come see
Yeah.
us. Or
That's good.
ground shipping, that's separate. So you have to contact, his business, but we work closely with them as well.
That's good. So what are like the big no-nos for like anyone who's looking to get into breeding dogs or build a business behind it?
If you're just doing it for money, that's a big no-no.
Mm.
Or if you're not going to put in that work. I've had people say that, hey, I want to invest in this, or I want to buy a dog, and then they can't do it. They have to give it back, and they want to know when that dog becomes pregnant, can I have half of the litter because that technically was my dog?
Oh, wow.
It's a lot.
Oh, you deal with it all, I see.
Yeah.
How do you lay claim to something like that? Like,
I don't know.
oh, wow.
I don't know either.
All right, listen, you can't have half the dog. It's like, wow. All right. Okay, so we talked about the past, talked about the present, and we asked you about the future. So what does the future hold for you as a whole?
Right now, on top of, the things that I'm currently doing, I also, at the end of 2021, I had my son in July of 2021. But towards the end, I came up with this idea to write him a children's book.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
So, but before, I did bring you guys, probably gonna be 3 of you, but I think,
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
I brought you guys little bags that
Oh,
we
that's
put
awesome.
some of the, like,
Yes.
their paperwork, their folders,
That is dope.
and
There you go.
so yeah, we put a lot of their stuff in these bags
Nice.
when their families come get them or when they're shipped out. So they have a toy from their litter that they feel comfortable when they get to their new
Wow.
homes, and they have their folders with their vet paperwork, their shot records, their registry papers and instructions. And then I also go out of my way. So for people, if this is their first dog, out of state, they don't know which vet to go to, I'll do my research in their area, make some phone calls,
Wow.
ask some questions to figure out what's a good vet that they can take their dog to that, I would feel comfortable with them going to. So
That is awesome right there. The fact that-
Yeah, customer service, right?
Right, exactly. No, that's awesome. So,
but yeah, the next, so with this, I created, these are just the cover pages of the books.
I like it though.
Yeah, the books are, we're gonna have the pre-sale in July, so just be on the lookout, but.
You want to hold it up so they can see it? So y'all,
Yes, these are
Look at that.
gorgeous. I can't wait. I have so many younger nieces in there.
Yeah, and I like that.
Yes.
I the one that says furry siblings though.
Yes, that's my favorite. That's my favorite picture.
That is dope.
Yes, this is awesome. And
Yeah.
we need this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the reason
In our
why
community.
I didn't see a lot of books when he was little with, us on them. So,
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
he gets excited when every time I would turn the page, he would get so excited. So I'm like, why don't I make him his own character?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And then that's that mentality of me always thinking of something to do. I'm a single mom, so I had to figure out what's the way that I can, bring in him something as well.
Mm.
So I don't get anything from this. I invested in it, but it's all for him. So
No, listen, but
Awesome.
the fact that he has some of his own though, like that's
Yes.
awesome. No, but I love it. So when you drop it, let us
Yes.
know because we'll have it in the show so y'all can make sure y'all get it. Okay.
Yes.
So yes.
And that way I can grab me some. 'Cause I'm
Absolutely.
telling you, this is awesome.
No, we appreciate it. So okay, so we got. I'm about to ask you several questions because the great thing about the show is that we have great people like yourself, and we want to get a sense of who you are. So I ask everyone, and you're from Akron, so it's a little bit different. Cause I ask people, you know what I'm saying? Cleveland has the stigma of not collaborating together with other people. Would you say the same thing in Akron? Or no. Yeah. You know what? By the way, this is a collaboration by, shout out to Selene, man. Selene's I think episode 65, something like that. Selene was the one who introduced me to Micah, so thank you, Selene, for that, by the way. So this is a show of collaboration. But my question to you is, with you being from Akron, do you feel like there's not a collaborative piece there? And if so, what can we do to change that?
I think people support. I think people support. I don't know if it's just because of who someone is that they support, but I think if I put something out there, a lot of people share it, a lot of people support. But I do hear from other people that they don't feel supported. But I think it's about what you also put out. So I try my best to.
That's good.
Get out there and really share content or from other creators or other entrepreneurs. I try to show up at stuff as much as I can and really give advice and give people encouraging words. So I just I see it back, but I think we do a good job in Akron.
No, listen, I say we gotta get more Akron people. Y'all want to come on? Let us know. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all are brothers and sisters in Akron. You know what I'm saying? So no, that's a great answer, by the way. And then this is one I love, my favorite question of the whole podcast, because I believe in legacy. We're all gonna die. That's the realness, real all. But
we are.
right. I'm gonna say a whole bunch of that for you, right? But the great thing that we're going to leave a legacy. Now, whether it's good or bad is up to us. But what do you want the legacy to be for your business, and then what do you want the legacy to be for you as an individual?
That's a good question.
I try.
So I think just having that footprint here, like for my family, my last name, like my grandpa was a professional fighter. He was a professional boxer. So I think that impacted me a lot, just seeing or hearing the stories about how when my dad and his siblings walked down the street, a lot of people wanted even their autograph. And when I go places and older people, they ask what my last name, they're like, how do you know Ronnie? And I'm like, that's my grandpa. Like, oh my God, So I think
that's dope.
Just being able to uphold that, his legacy, I think it's important for me, keeping that momentum and keeping that going. So I think for myself, I want my son just to be, parents do better for their kids than what they had.
Absolutely.
So I tried to set that bar much higher so that he could set that bar much higher.
That's good. That's good. Okay. And like I tell anybody, I think the mark of any great interview, podcast, whatever it may be, people have takeaways. What are 3 things you want people to take away from your interview tonight?
These books.
Well, that's first and foremost. That's a good one.
Okay, and also, I guess if you are wearing multiple hats, which we all do, even if it's not, being an entrepreneur of different, avenues or owning different businesses, we all, have families, we have careers, we have jobs, we have things that we're doing. I think, taking away, mastering, organizing and prioritizing your time, balancing everything out to where you still have your mental peace, as well as putting God first.
There we go.
Because I couldn't do any of this if it wasn't for, I pray on everything first before I even, try it out. And then, like I said, I think I said it a couple of times, compartmentalizing, delegating.
There we go. That is a good one. So those are all great points, by the way. So, and then this is probably very most important. Where can people get to know more about your business, know more about you? We're going to reach you and all that good stuff.
So on social media, it's Delaney Kane Corsos. So that's Delaney, Kane Corsos, Canecorsos. And you can find that on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, what else? Twitter. And then we have our website, DelaneyKaneCorsos.com.
By the way, guys, I had that show notes. I go looking around for it. By the way, so, yes. And then when these books drop, we're gonna put that in there also. By the way, so y'all make sure y'all get that. Okay. Listen, we appreciate you, Mike, for coming on today. We had a great time, and we learned a lot. We did.
Yeah, so many different facets of you. This is awesome.
Absolutely. So, like I say, we gotta pay some bills. Let's pay them. So, guys, listen. July 15th and 16th. 2 days. 2 days, we're going to show you how to create your own very own podcast and have great guests like Micah. And once again, to go from concept to putting systems and processes in places to then getting you some money. Or whatever your mission may be. Maybe you are a real estate agent or you are a nail tech and you want people to, you want to be able to provide better content for them. You want to be able to show people your authority in your business. What better way to do it than create a podcast? Just like the website was a big thing for businesses, just like social media was a big thing. I believe, or we all believe, that podcasting is the next wave to be able to differentiate yourself from the next person in the same field. So listen, guys, take a $25. You cannot beat that. You spend $25 on chicken. Why not spend it on learn how to create your own podcast? Listen, seats are limited, so we're hey, listen, when it's gone, it's gone. Okay, so get your tickets, okay, guys, before they're all gone. And then next, we have the best, I believe, beer and wine festival in the city. CU Wines, Nakia, one of the hosts of our great podcast here, she is hosting the very first Black beer and wine festivals in the city at Kane Park. December 23rd. It's going to be music, it's going to be great drinks, and it's going to be a good time. So listen, it's a cookout that you're invited to. You're invited to our cookout, okay? Please be there, and the link also be in the bio, okay, guys? We want to thank Micah for coming on today
so much.
and pulling up on us. Yes, thank you so much. And guys, we want to thank you, the person, you right there, you and who's watching this on YouTube, okay? Because you have done an amazing job of liking, subscribing, and telling people about this podcast because it's growing. You know, we average about, I want to say about 2,000 views per episode, and that is what helps us keep going. You know what I'm saying? Get great guests like Micah, but at the same time, you, the person watching, because you let us know there's value in hearing great stories like hers, and just it's very helpful to us. It makes it worth it. Okay, so we want to thank you, and we'll see you guys next time. Okay, peace.